With any cruise vacation, there are always opportunities to upgrade, from going with that sweet stateroom instead of the balcony or celebrating something special at the steakhouse instead of going to the buffet. So Carnival's Faster to the Fun program is something that they offer for kind of some priority concierge benefits for your cruise. So we went on a 4-day cruise on the Carnival Sunshine with 2 adults and a baby under the age of 1. So was getting the Faster to the Fun worth it, and would we do it again? That's what we're talking about next. Hey y'all, welcome to the Cruise Mom channel. I'm Robin. I'm a new mom who has been cruise obsessed for the last 20 years. And just like with everything, when you have a baby, things change. So I am here to bring you all of my tips and tricks how to plan, pack, and board your best family vacation with your little ones. All right, so let's get started with the parts of Faster to the Fun that we loved and we felt were totally worth it for the price. So the very first is priority boarding and embarkation. We're bringing our daughter with, who was less than a year, so couldn't walk alongside us. We had to carry her or have her in the stroller. We had her pack and play. We had food and formula and just all this stuff for her when it came to carry-on bags. And so being able to skip the line for that. And then also we were the first group that was able to board the ship, which was a definite thumbs up from us. It was a pretty painless process. We had to wait just ever so slightly. They said it was just, something with customs clearing, and then we were able to board. So our daughter was happy, we were happy, and it's just always a relief when you finally walk onto the ship. Documents are good, check-in is good, and you can start your vacation. So the second part that goes along with this is that you get early stateroom access. Now, I wasn't really sure what this meant. So for us, we kind of were looking for somebody to give us some clearance to get in those stateroom hallways, because if you haven't been on a cruise, they actually close those doors to the stateroom hallways while they're getting them ready. And you're just supposed to be kind of on those main public area decks while you wait. So that was one of the perks, but honestly, everyone just said, you can go ahead and drop your things off in your room. So it just seems like anybody can kind of go. There wasn't really any sort of check-in process for that. But we found our room steward, who was great, and he said, you can drop off whatever you want, but I do have to keep the door open because I'm not done with your room yet. And that was just a relief to be able to drop off, again, the pack and play and some of the, big bulky stuff that we had carrying on board. So we were able to free up some definite weight on our shoulders and be able to go up and enjoy. So I could imagine that if we were at a larger port, the one in Charleston is just for the Carnival Sunshine, I could see this being even more beneficial. So I'd be curious to see what it's like at a bigger, busier port, also for a bigger ship. And then the third part that we loved, this is my favorite part of getting Faster to the Fun, was the priority waterboarding shuttle. So Carnival Sunshine went to Half Moon Cay, which is kind of one of their private islands. We were figuring with our daughter, we said, instead of, kind of wrestling our way down there, let's wait until maybe later in the afternoon when people are moseying back, and then we'll go down. But then we realized that when it means priority access, it's not that you have a separate line and you can just kind of cut the line and go in. You had one opportunity to get there early before anybody else was allowed on a tender. So we had to be ready to go in the main dining room at 7:30 in the morning, which seems, early, but honestly, we're up and our daughter was up anyway. And we are so happy we did. So our tender was the first one there. Everybody else had to wait another whole half an hour before they could get on. So we were able to walk around, find the best spot for our beach chairs. And then we got just these gorgeous photos of the crystal clear water with our ship in the background. And then this was the first time our daughter was going to get to experience the ocean. So getting those videos of her putting her feet in the water, in the sand, and not having big crowds of people around, that was just really, really special. So go ahead and take a look at your itinerary. And if you do have any, water tendering that you have to do, this is definitely something to consider. However, if you don't, that is something to know that, you wouldn't be using this part of your service. And then there's 2 parts of Faster to the Fun that we literally did not use at all. So number 1 was the priority guest service phone number, which I guess it's a good thing that we didn't have to use it. Because we had no problems or issues that we needed them. Never called there. And then also, they have a priority number for dining. So, like more specialty dining, if you wanted a specific time in the dining room, I think you got priority for that. For us, we did nighttime dining because with our daughter, we just did not know what to expect. So, unless we wanted to do a specialty reservation, it really didn't help us out at all. And again, with a little one, we really weren't interested in doing any specialty dining. And then the two parts to Faster to the Fun that were just the absolute biggest flop for us, that did not make anything faster to anything, was number one, the express baggage. We got our bags after my parents did, and they had no priority anything with their reservation. And then actually, one of the bags that had a lot of our baby stuff in it did not come to the room until like 6 or 7 o'clock at night. But it looked like it had a paper in there that it had to be searched. So I'm not sure what it was that was the big search item. I did have a can of formula in there, powdered formula, and also the sound machine was on when I opened it up. So I'm not really sure what triggered that. Maybe I'd like to hope that if that didn't happen, it would have been to the room faster, but it didn't seem like we had any sort of priority checked luggage the way that it was advertised. And then the second part, which was the worst part of the trip, was priority debarkation. So I have been on tons of cruises and I have never seen a disembarkation like this in my life. It was absolute chaos. It seems like there is a lot of new cruisers that just did not understand bringing your checked bags, leaving it outside your room, and just letting them take care of it and trusting them with it. Everybody was just crowded in the stairwells with their big, huge luggage bags, and it was getting super crowded and nobody could move. I've never seen something like that. So we made our way to the priority spot that they wanted us to be at. And when we got there, they said, oh, well, they already called your tag number on your luggage or, whatever it was. So you guys can just go ahead and go. And we're like, have you seen what's going on out here? So that was totally just the worst. Thank goodness for a crew member that was maybe about 2 flights down. We had wrestled our way down the stairs, who saw us with our little one in the baby carrier and got us on an elevator and got us straight down. I don't know how much longer it would have taken, but had never seen something like it. I mean, people trying to drag giant suitcases down steps, just sitting in stairwells, not going when they were called. Total craziness. So again, I'm pretty optimistic, and I'd like to think that, especially if we went on a bigger ship or a newer ship, that this would be something that's been refined, but was definitely not worth it at all for our experience on the Carnival Sunshine. So after everything, would we recommend Faster to the Fun, and would we use it again? We paid $89.95 for our stateroom for, again, the two of us, our daughter, on a 4-night cruise. And overall, when I think about the perks and what that did for our experience, especially it being our daughter's first cruise, I would have to say that yes, I am still glad we did it, even though we did not use some of the services and some were a flop. So if we were going on a larger ship in a larger port, I would definitely recommend it. However, I would also recommend taking a look at a suite option as well. So we are going on our first suite cruise next April, and really some of the benefits you get are similar to these programs. So, something to take a look at and weigh in. But when it comes to having a little one, having lots of carry-on luggage for that little one, it was a definite thumbs up from us. So thank you guys for tuning in. And if you have any other questions, would love for you to comment below or email me if there's something that you want to see. And we'll be bringing you more cruising with your little one tips and tricks very, very soon.